Welcome to Your Music Saved Us, where two former friends trick each other into listening to country music or something. I don't know.
Hey, wait. Stop. Let's do that again.
Fine. Welcome to Your Music Saved Us, where two friends blast ourselves into the past to relive and recontextualize the alternative Christian music we grew up listening to in the 1990s.
You sound really enthusiastic.
My name is Clifton, and I'll be your host today. And joining me from his double wide is Jay. How are you doing today?
I'm great, Clifton. Doing very well.
Cool.
Nice,
Good
hot, sunny summer afternoon.
Yeah. Since the last time we had an episode, we went to the Blast for the Rocket Man show. That was a lot of fun.
It was. And if you're a patron, you can hear us talk more about it on our episode that we're going to record after this.
Oh, cool. I didn't know that. Nice. Okay.
There we go.
All right. I will say, though, that it was the most energetic punk show I've been to in a long time. That was crazy.
Good.
Yeah. All right, Jay, what are we listening to for this episode?
Well, to keep it regional, we're listening to another Midwest band. This one is from Chicago. We're listening to This Train and their 1995 debut album, You're Soaking in It.
Yeah. Cover even says the debut album.
Yeah, there you go.
I've never seen anything like that before. All right. Is this available out there for people to listen to?
Yeah, but you got to look. It's on YouTube. That's about it.
Yeah. Okay. Yes, This Train hasn't regained the rights to their music yet.
Yeah.
Okay. Was this played in your youth group?
No. Although I could see them maybe liking the cover song of Baby Baby, but no, this was not.
Okay.
Yours?
I've never heard of this before. I mean, that's not true. I probably saw it back in the day, and like I know it from the magazines and stuff, but I've never listened to this before we did this episode.
First time, huh?
Yeah. Popping my cherry on the This Train here. All right. Are we getting preached at?
Not really.
Yeah.
So that's nice.
It is kind of nice, actually. Yeah. I don't know what we're going to talk about for the episode, but yeah. Okay. Well, before we get into it, I want to remind everyone to go to patreon.com/YMSU to contribute and get extended episodes. You can hear such crazy things as us talking about other things. And sometimes extended episodes.
And sometimes we do Your Music Damned Us and talk
Yes.
about secular music we weren't allowed to listen to.
It's true.
Which probably if you're listening to this podcast, that you were in the same boat. So, yeah.
All right. Jay, tell us about This Train.
Clifton, This Train is the brainchild of Mark Robertson, the bassist and vocalist. According to Down the Line Zine, quote, This Train was the name Mark used for many of the demos he'd been recording on his own for years. And according to a write-up from the Organic Records website, which does no longer exist, but I've got the archive link, Mark said, this is quote, Mark says the formation of This Train started as an outlet for a backlog of songs he had written between 1986 and 1992. I had put together a little home studio and started writing songs as a sort of therapy for myself. I started making little demo tapes. Next thing you know, I've got 100 songs on a tape. And continue reading from that website. Robertson, who spent his teens as a professional skateboarder, developed a career as an in-demand bass guitarist in the 1980s. After stints with artists such as Altar Boys, Brighton, and Allies, Mark hooked up with a pop rock band called The Stand. And Mark says, The Stand was my transitional band into This Train. Lead singer Tony Valenciano started giving up more and more space to me, which was very generous of him. He let me wisecrack and do my own thing, and that gave me the confidence to think that I could really have my own personality and not be afraid of who I was. Mark was really into music, and also was in this early Christian industrial band called Under Midnight. He used the pseudonym D.B. Allen. Yep, exactly. But this train became a live band with the addition of band members Jordan Richter on guitar, Becky Hemingway on vocals, and Chris Wickless on drums, with Robertson handling lead vocals and bass guitar. They recorded a demo in 1993 called Irregardless, and then in 1994 put out a full-length tape kind of demo, but it looked a lot more official, on John J. Thompson's, and this guy is of True Tune News fame, his short-lived label, Etc. Underground. The tape was called Monster Truck, A Love Story. I still cannot figure this out. Just tell everyone I looked for this all online, but somehow John J. Thompson took a bigger leap with Etc. Records and got a deal with Liquid Disc Records for Christian market distribution, and this train was one of the bands who benefited. So this train released You're Soaking in It on Etc./Liquid Disc Records on June 9th, 1995.
Interesting. That is a wild story for it to result in this album.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, very cool. When did you find this in your life, Jay?
I think that summer, Clifton, I remember seeing ads for this in a magazine. I don't know what magazine it would have been back in 95. But I feel like they had pretty good press around this when it came out. And I think it was one of those things like, you look at the photo of the band members, you look at the photo of the album cover, and you're like, oh, this looks alternative. 14 or 15-year-old Jay thought that. So he's like, okay, I'll pick it up.
Yeah, I mean, it looks vaguely rock and roll-ish, punkish kind of thing, like not your standard Christian fare.
Right. And again, this is summer of 95
right.
At a Christian bookstore. So, it's not filled with alternative stuff like there would have been a few years later.
This is the equivalent of hard rock at the time for Christian.
Yes.
Whereas today it's just like what's on the easy listening station for Christians. Like,
man, Clifton, I think you're being too harsh on this album, but so that's why I
can sing all of the songs right now. It's been stuck in my goddamn head.
Hey, that is a sign of a good song. I mean, we'll get to it, but yeah, so I didn't love this, and I think I connected to other stuff I got that summer more. Like that was the summer that Johnny Q. Public put out, that first album. I think that was the same year as MXPX Teenage Politics. I'm just thinking of what I probably listened to a lot then. But I was surprised I remembered these songs. And it may speak to the fact that, as you just hinted at, that some of them are pretty good earworms, honestly.
They are.
And so, yeah, I definitely haven't listened to this really since then. But going back to it for this, I was like, oh, okay. I do remember this a little bit. So,
you singing along from the first moment?
More like humming because I didn't know all the words, but I remembered the melody. So, yeah.
Well, all right. 30 years later, and we're going to talk about this album. I think we kind of been through all the stuff we usually go through, so you want to jump in?
Yes, but before we do, Clifton, I'm going to take us back to the Christian Music News Group online. Here is a post from November 15th, 1994.
Ooh, time travel.
Okay. The title of the post is This Train, all caps, New Alt Rock Band. Ready? Hi, my name is Mark Robertson. I have a new band called This Train. It's been described as a cross between Green Day and the Gin Blossoms.
Jesus Christ.
We have an indie record called Monster Truck, A Love Story that can be ordered through the band or at True Tunes. Okay. I won't list out the phone number. Price is $7 plus shipping. We played the new band stage this year at Cornerstone and had a single Monster Truck on the charts for most of the summer. Myself, our drummer Chris, and our guitar player Jordan are all former members of the Stand. I still play for Rick Elias, Rich Mullins, and others, as well as the session studio and producing. We're from the Chicago area. If you'd like to be on our mailing list, leave your info. Thank you. So, I just read all that, A, because it was fun to go back to that, but B, Clifton, this is described as a cross between Green Day and the Gin Blossoms. Do you agree?
No.
Oh, I can see it a little bit on some of the songs.
It's just outlaw country.
I don't
love you whether you like it or not.
But that is a catchy song. But let's jump in. We'll start with the first song, and then we'll get to that.
Track one, they're bold here, Jay. It's called Baby Baby. Tell me about it.
Yeah, because it's an Amy Grant cover. And Clifton, can you think of any other albums that start with a cover song aside from complete cover albums? Can you think of any other regular albums that start with a cover song?
There probably is a cover. There probably is something like that in my past of listening to Christian music. So, but not off the top of my head. No.
Yeah, not off the top of my head either. You're right. With Christian music, there might be, but it's kind of an interesting move. I thought about it later though, and I was like, well, where would you put this song in the lineup if you didn't start with it? And
4.
Okay. Wow, that was quick.
I don't know.
But it's a nice one to start with on this, even though it's not original.
Yeah, I guess. It lies to you, though. It makes you think the album is going to be punkier than it is.
Fair. And that is a complaint that I'll go ahead and get to a complaint of this album for me. It's just not consistent. Like, yeah. It's a little bit all over the place.
Mostly outlaw country.
One other thing to know, for those few of you listening that might still have the actual album of this, if you look inside the booklet with the lyrics, Mark gives like a little 1 or 2 sentence rundown of the song, at the top of the lyrics. So this one just says, I'll just tell you, he says, "Love it or hate it, this is one of those songs you can't seem to get out of your head once you've heard it. We decided to stop fighting that and do it our way." So, right. Clifton, maybe the best way is just, I don't know, let's play first little bit of it.
Okay.
Baby, baby, I'm taken with the notion to love you with the sweetest of devotion. Baby, baby, my tender love will flow from the bluest sky to the deepest ocean. Stop for a minute, baby, I'm so glad you're mine. Baby, baby, the stars are shining for you.
Yeah, I'm curious, Clifton, when you so you had never heard this band. You put this on. Correct. This is the first thing you heard. What'd you think?
I was, aghast at starting off with the cover, obviously. But my first thought was, because you told me that it was advertised as rockabilly, but you wouldn't say it was rockabilly. And so I'm like, okay, I can see where that's coming from. It's, it's rock, it has a little bit of that kind of old-timey twanginess to it as well, but it's fast, it's moving. Like, okay, I can, let's see where this goes. That's what I thought.
Yeah. I also think it sounds pretty good.
It does.
Like, the quality sounds nice. This is not sorry to slam Frito Boat. It's just the most recent one, but this is not like one of those albums where you're like, could have used better production, right?
It's not a bunch of high school kids recording it in a church youth group room.
Yeah, exactly. Where you just stopped it actually is a great part to go on, because I think you can hear some of the rockabilly in these verses, especially if you're just listening to kind of like the drums. Like basically, if you take out the vocals, I think, as it kind of goes into the second verse, you can hear, I think, the way the drums are played, and then the guitar, you kind of get a little bit of that rockabilly rhythm in the background here.
All right, let's listen to it, and then maybe we'll go back and listen to it again without the vocals.
Yeah.
Baby, baby, the stars are shining for you, and just like me, I'm sure that they adore you. Baby, baby, go walking through the forest. The birds above are singing you a chorus. Stop for a minute, baby, I'm so glad you're mine.
So not really the like distorted guitar part, but just during when you've got that real steady drum beat and kind of that just, I don't know what you call it. Yeah, that part.
All right, let's do it again without the vocals.
Right?
Yeah, it's
especially
simple,
the drums.
It's simple. It's driving. It does the thing that kind of imitation of early rock wants to do.
Yeah. Another thing you might have heard in that is this album actually has a ton of background vocals. I know a lot of times we're always like, I wish I had more background vocals. This one might have too much. I don't know if it's
almost always dual vocals. Yeah.
Yeah. And so you heard it in that verse. Mark would sing kind of the first part and then Becky would come on the second part of the verse, like echoing him there. Mm-hmm. And so you get a lot of that on the album. I think most of the time it sounds really nice. Yeah.
I agree. It's pretty successful.
Yeah. Well, Clifton, if you go, let me see where you are. If you go to about 52 seconds, we get a little guitar solo here coming out of the chorus.
Yeah, we do.
Kind of fun.
Ever since the day you put my heart in motion, baby, I realize that there's just no getting over you. Hey.
I like it.
Yeah.
I think it's a nice guitar solo. It's not too long.
No,
fits well.
Yeah, it's gracefully short. It's not too, jack-offy. It's there's no kind of thing. It's just a nice melodic guitar solo. Yeah. I agree.
In this third verse, he, instead of having her echo him, like they kind of actually alternate, so it's just Mark singing and then just Becky singing back and forth here.
Baby, baby, in any kind of weather, I'm here for you always and forever. Baby, baby, no muscle man can sever. My love for you is true and it will never stop for a minute. Baby, I'm so glad you're mine. Baby, I realize that there's just no getting over you. Baby, baby.
I think that's nice. This song gave me, I'm not gonna say high hopes, but it gave me hopes for the album.
That's fair. It's a fun way to kick it off.
It is.
Yeah. I don't know. Towards the end of the song, if you play around, I don't know, like 2 minutes in, you get a nice little place where it actually stops. So they say stop for a minute, and then the music stops for a second, and they keep going just to close out.
Baby, baby.
Also, that ending right there, I don't know what you call that when the band kind of like like that kind of thing.
Yeah, chaos.
They have that on multiple songs on this album. It's like they were just having too much fun and kind of dicking around at the end of the songs. But I don't know. Overall, it's a fun way to start the album. It's got a nice tempo. I think it's a good cover of that song.
It is. And it's short. It's 2:18, I think.
Yeah. And honestly, most of the songs in this album are going to come in under 4 minutes. So there's nothing super long.
No. I think it's fun. It's a little rock and roll kind of cover of an explicitly pop song, which is nice. It's an interesting choice, being that this is 1995 now, when this is coming out, and this was a hit in the 80s, Isn't that right?
I think it might have been early 90s.
Let me look it up.
Maybe 90?
Amy Grant, baby. 91. Okay, never mind.
Oh, never mind. Okay. It's only 4 years old.
I'm the wrong one here. They're doing great. 4-year-old pop song is a perfect time to cover a pop song. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. But I remember like literally probably in 1995 going to like youth camp stuff and them playing Baby, and it was being 14 years old and be like, yeah, this is a great song.
Yep. That also gets into that weird thing where like they're playing that at youth camp and it's okay because it was Amy Grant,
right,
even though it wasn't really a Christian out. Like, yeah, we were talking the other day. I was talking with my wife about how like it was okay to read Lord of the Rings because it was Tolkien was Christian, even though like Dungeons and Dragons and so many other things were not okay, even though I'm not really sure what the difference is with the characters and stuff. Right. Anyway, it's a rabbit hole. We go down that some other time. But yeah, song was 4 years old. It's a fun cover of it. I don't know why they put it first, but you know what? It works to kick off the album.
Yes, but it lies to you.
Well, I don't think we really need to read the lyrics for this one, do we, Clifton?
No, yeah, it's baby. Maybe we'll cover the song itself someday, and we'll do it then.
There we go.
Yeah.
I think we can skip the lyrics for that.
I agree. All right.
But should we go to the second song because that is kind of an earworm, and it seems like though you don't love the style of it.
That's gonna be true.
Song number 2 is called Like It or Not. I'll also tell you this is an older song because it was on their Monster Truck tape as well that came out the year before.
Do you know how many songs were on that?
I can tell you really quickly.
Okay.
It had 10 songs.
Oh wow! So it was like a proper release.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And I'm kind of surprised this wasn't just re-released, on a bigger thing. So it's interesting that they were able to like just a year later
re-record a lot of songs.
Yeah.
It makes sense. Like maybe it wasn't that. Have you heard it? Maybe it wasn't.
I can't find where to listen to it, unfortunately. Yeah.
All right, track 2, Like It or Not.
Just from Mark again in the liner notes, he said, "This is our oldie in a way. I wrote this in Los Angeles about 4 or 5 years ago. It has since turned into a sort of warped tribute to Buddy Holly and the Everly Brothers." Yeah.
Okay.
I think this kind of has a little bit of that classic rock and roll. I think it's also pretty like a power pop song is what I'd call it.
My problem is I also hear a lot of Grand Ole Opry in it.
It does have some country influences, and I'm not exactly sure what it is other than maybe just the like vocals.
Yeah, it's largely the vocals. Yes.
We'll see what our listeners
Because once again, I'm not like it is a little Grand Ole Opry-ish, but the main thing that it keeps hitting me over and over again is that quote unquote outlaw country, which is basically just like poppy rock and roll with like twangy vocals over talking about my truck,
And we do have a song called Monster Truck later, so there is that influence in this.
Yeah.
But one thing you're going to hear when we start it that I think really helps this song is it's got this, I don't know how you say it, the rhythm is nice. It's kind of got this like almost start-stop rhythm. I don't mean like post-punk or anything, but it's like just kind of enough to help propel things forward that really works. Aside from, I actually think the chorus is very catchy, but the you'll see when we play just this intro part, the rhythm is nice and it just keeps driving the song forward.
That's another thing. This is very old Grand Ole Opry.
As time goes by, it seems like everything should get easier. But you and me are living proof it ain't always so. Oh no, and I bug you and you bug me, big deal. But sometimes it's just the way we feel when you're all fed up. Remember, I'll never give up, no.
This is another one of those albums where I re-listening to it, I noticed some stuff going on. Under that first verse, Clifton, did you hear there's some like interesting guitar stuff going on under the vocals?
Let's listen to it.
Yeah. Now, hearing that without the vocals, that does sound very country.
Yes.
The vocals are pretty loud in this, and so it's sometimes hard to kind of distinguish
That's true.
the guitar parts, but now that I'm hearing it with vocals pulled out, yeah, that definitely has a country edge to it.
Yeah, like that could be the background for a Dolly Parton song in the mid '90s. I don't mean that as an insult. I'm just saying that
I'm like, man, I need to listen to more Dolly Parton. Okay,
Dolly Parton's good. Yeah, not every Dolly Parton song, but some of her rockin' ones.
Got it.
But yeah, but there also is kind of that, early rock and roll influence there in the guitar. That is a very kind of, lead Buddy Holly kind of that kind of thing.
And like early rock and roll had a lot of crossover with country too. I mean,
true.
I mean, look at people like Johnny Cash and everything, Sun Records, so many of those things that were like,
right,
very, very similar.
Sure. You're not wrong.
Well, you cut it off a second ago, right before the chorus. Shall we play the chorus? Because it is an earworm, and we hear Becky's vocals come in too there.
Remember, I'll never give up, no, 'cause I love you whether you like it or not. I'm the kid on your nerves until they're all shot, but I'll be there for you no matter what. 'Cause I love you whether you like it or not, yeah.
Now, as just someone who grew up with their parents listening to mid-'90s country, that's just what it sounded like. That's just what it sounded like, y'all.
It does a little bit, and I think when I listened to this back in the day, I think I skipped this song more because of that. Mm-hmm. Listening to it now, I'm kind of like, this is a pretty good song. Like, I'm kind of into this, Yeah. But I agree, it was maybe a little bit too countryish for me.
All right. And we also, by the way, we do skip some of the more countryish songs that we're good as far as.
And there's one song, y'all, I may make Clifton play like 10 seconds of it just so you can be happy that we're skipping it.
Yes.
Yeah. But even at the end of that chorus right there that you just played, did you hear there's a kind of a slight pause where the music cuts out? It's just kind of fun, Like
no,
that.
It's excellent songwriting. I mean, it's excellent pop songwriting, right? It's doing all the right things to be fun and to be a little bit raucous, Yeah.
It also makes you wonder, like, this song might have been bigger had it been released like some other band, some other like, kind of thing, just
by Hank Williams III.
Yeah, well, maybe. I mean, it's a good song.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, literally, like Hank Williams III is the guy who did the Monday Night Football, Monday Night Football kind of thing, Like if he did like a duet with somebody for this song, like that would have been all over. Yes, it would have been all over country music radio, probably.
Yeah. Well, okay, there we go.
All right. Anything else in this song?
I mean, we get a second verse, we get a chorus, we kind of get a bridge at about almost 2 minutes in.
Yeah.
Could play some of that. We got a little guitar solo in there.
You walk away, we're stuck together like it or not, yeah.
Like parts of that are kind of early rock and roll, like this right here. But they started it off by doing this, which is very country. That is a lot of country songs at the time. Did that thing,
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
All right.
So, after that, chorus repeats until it closes out, and at the end of the song, we get another one of those, like noisy kind of finishes.
No matter what, because I love you whether you like it or not. I love you whether you like it or not. Said I love you whether you like it or not,
Good night, Grand Ole Opry.
I have to say, though, I think this has been my biggest discovery going back to this. And I was like, damn, this is a good song. I think some of the other songs are good too. There's one other one I really like too that we're going to cover. But this one, I'm like, shit, this is a good song. Like,
maybe he said,
I kind of wish more people had been able to hear this. Yeah, this is a good song.
Yeah. Shall we do the lyrics?
Of course.
Okay. I'll read these because they're not that bad. Right. As time goes by, it seems like everything should get easier. But you and me are living proof it ain't always so. And I bug you. Oh, sorry. And I bug you and you bug me. Big deal. Sometimes it's just the way we feel. When you're all fed up, remember, I'll never give up. Because I'll love you whether you like it or not. I may get on your nerves until they're all shot, but I'll be there for you no matter what. Because I'll love you whether you like it or not. Yeah. On a really bad day, there doesn't seem to be any pleasing you. And on that same day, my patience starts to wear kind of thin. Again. Just when you think our friendship's gone and you've lost all hope, I'll never reach the end of my rope. And it's safe to say that I'm going to go on feeling this way. Because I'll love you whether you like it or not. Chorus again. Bridge here. Don't care what you say. Not going to let you walk away. We're stuck together, like it or not. Yeah.
So, this song could be either really sweet or kind of
a threat.
Yeah.
Which is also true of a lot of country songs at the time. I know, that was the one thing that hit me when I was listening to it. I was like, okay, but what if, like, it is the not, what if that person doesn't want you loving them?
I mean, I'll be honest, there are moments when I was listening to this, I was like, man, I could sing this to my wife. I love you whether you like it or not. It may get on your nerves until they're all shot, but like, it's just like, so in a way it can be sweet, but it also is like, it's too much. Funny. Yeah.
I don't know if there's any deeper meaning. I did have a moment where I was like, could this be like a hidden meaning, like where God also loves you whether you like it or not? But I don't think so. I don't actually think for this band, I think these are just pop songs. And that's kind of been a nice thing about this too, is we didn't have to spend, a long time trying to decipher what weird ass stuff they're trying to say. It was just pretty simple. Yeah. So we're going to skip 2 songs. We're going to skip number 3, We'll Never Know. We're going to skip number 4, Mary Alice, which was written and kind of led by Becky on that song, and go all the way to Monster Truck, number 5. Which they always render as one word, Monster Truck. Yeah. I don't know why they did that. But anyways. This was also on their Monster Truck. That makes a lot of sense, because it was called Monster Truck, a love story. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Cool. I'll tell you from the liner notes, Mark says, this is influenced by my first trip to the South. Though the song pokes fun at Blue Collar America, that's where I come from. I think it's kind of romantic too. This is a little bit of a different song in that, like, I think the catchiest part is the lead into each verse. I don't think the chorus is definitely not as catchy as the last song. You'll see what I mean as we go through it. But. Yeah, when I was breaking down the song, I kept writing it as where the chorus, what I eventually changed my labels to be chorus. I was writing it as pre-chorus. I was like, oh no, there's no. Yeah, me too. I wrote pre-chorus to chorus ? Like every time, because it doesn't really have a ton of a chorus, but it works.
I got me a double wide.
And so I think that's the chorus.
Yeah.
Love is as big as a monster truck, yeah. Like, that's it.
Yeah, it's more like there's almost just not a chorus kind of thing. Like there's two parts in there, like musically, you know. But I don't know. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But you're right. The I got me a double wide is definitely
that's the catchiest part.
Hook,
yeah, exactly. So we go in a second verse. Actually, Clifton, if you play on just a little bit where you stop, there's this weird, like, it's almost a second too long, weird little guitar solo that kind of leads into the second verse there. You hear that in the background? It's a little bit, I kind of did a double take, like, wait, what is going on there?
It's a very country music thing to do.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, having grown up at this time with country music, that is a very country music thing to do.
I feel like this song is a little more like Southern rock than it is country, but
no.
Where's the dividing line? Okay. All right.
They want you to think it's Southern rock, but it's not. It's just a country song.
Yeah. So we have a second verse. We have our pre-chorus to chorus thing. We get a bridge, I think, although I'm not 100% sure.
Is it the part? It's the part I wrote down as "nice big room."
I have it at 145. Yeah,
that's
probably.
where I have it too. Okay, let's listen to it.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Nice big room, air conditioned. You don't know what you've been missing, baby. You're so sweet, young and nubile. I got plans to make you mobile. It's like paradise, and we'll never park the house till we find someplace.
We're going to talk about the lyrics in a minute, but one part you just played, like, this is actually some pretty fun, kind of clever lyrics.
Yeah, they're not bad. Yeah,
for this song. So we'll read them in a second. But so after that, we gotta get the little chorus, the pre-chorus to chorus again, and then we get towards the end, and you think it's over, but it's not.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
So another chaotic ending.
Yeah.
But kind of fun.
I was listening to. I had just Spotify playing random. I don't remember what I started with, but I was just playing a bunch of Twee stuff the other day, and there was a song where it did a fake out ending like that, and then it came back, and then they just like sung the last line of the chorus 2 more times, and then they ended it more boringly than the original cutoff was. I was like, that's a mistake, guys.
Mm-hmm.
My point is that saying that I was like, that was actually fun. I think they did a good job.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Let's read. So, listeners, my question to you is: do these lyrics make fun of poor people?
I will also say I was wondering too. I can actually see this either way. There's sometimes like...
Or it could be a celebration. I'm not sure.
Right. It could be a celebration. And also sometimes like when you're from you know what I mean? Like when you're from a culture, it's somehow okay to poke fun at it.
You get to say those words.
Right.
Yeah.
When you're not, it's different. So it's hard to know exactly where he's going here. If it's celebrating it, it's pretty fun. But
don't worry. I can say that I'm Jewish. Yeah. I get it.
Jesus. I can read these. Ready?
All right, go for it.
I got me a double wide. You can hardly tell it's a trailer from the inside. In the mobile park, they got plastic pink flamingos that glow in the dark. Sure, I don't have much, but you'll never complain. I'll give your mother a son and your children a name. You'll get a love divine, supreme deluxe. It's a love as big as a monster truck. Yeah. Tuesday night's my bowling league. You can come and cheer us on to victory. We got matching shirts. They say Big Ed's Auto Parts on the back because that's where we work. So me and the boys will be playing all night. Beth, I know that you're lonely, but you'll be all right. If you give me a hug and a kiss for luck, you'll get a love as big as a monster truck. Yeah. Nice big rooms, air conditioned. You don't know what you've been missing, baby. You're so sweet, young and nubile. I got plans to make you mobile. Or mobile, sorry, thank you. It's like paradise, and we'll never park the house till we find someplace nice. Then we'll take off the wheels. On that day, baby, we'll know how the good life feels. Is my 4x4 rolls down the roads of life. I know that I'll be happier when you're my wife. All we need is a ring and a dress and a tux, and his love as big as a monster truck. I did my eyebrows. Well, first of all, when I read the lyrics the first time, when it said, I'll give your mother a son and your children a name, I was scratching my head for a second.
At first, I was confused. I was like, oh no. Oh, wait, no. Okay.
Yeah. Then I was like, oh, we're singing to somebody who like already has children. Some woman who already has kids, and you're like,
oh, is that what you think?
I think that's what it means, because I'll give your mother a son, so she'll have a son-in-law, and your children a name, like they'll have a new last name.
Maybe so.
Which is actually a pretty good lyric. But then the part that really got me when I was listening to it, it was when you're so sweet, young, and nubile. When I hear nubile, I was like, ears kind of perked up. And then I was like, wait a minute, I got plans to make you mobile. I was like, oh, we got some clever stuff going on here, sliding under the radar on this one. Okay. All right, I like it.
Was nubile as pornography charged in the mid-90s as it is today? Probably so.
I mean, the dictionary definition is, it says in quote in parentheses, of a young woman, and it means sexually attractive.
Okay. You're so sweet, young, and nubile. Cool. Okay. Yeah, it's surprising this didn't get run out of the Christian store with pitchforks and torches, kind of thing. Yeah. Okay.
It's just, we've had on this podcast, we've now had quite a few of these where we've gone back and been like, oh, damn.
Yeah.
Like, this stuff slipped under the radar, and here's another one.
I do want to know where you can get pink flamingos that glow in the dark. So if anyone has a good source on that, send me a link. I would like to get some of those.
Well, shall we go on?
Yeah, I don't think there's any. It's not a deep song. It's just a nice little love song about living in poverty.
Okay. Well, we're going to skip the next song, Fair Weather Friend, but Clifton, if you want to play the first, 10 or 20 seconds so everyone can be very glad that we're skipping it.
Absolutely.
I think they'll appreciate it. This is definitely one I even skipped back in the day. In fact, I'll be honest, I don't know if I've ever made it all the way through this song.
I listened to the whole album before Jay picked songs.
All right, you're a good guy.
On an airplane.
I was like, there's no way we're doing this song, so skip.
Oh, yeah.
I'll see you again soon when the sun comes out. Unless it keeps on burning and brings on a drought. This rainy season shouldn't last long, though I've said that before and been wrong. And I know in my heart that I'll see you again.
So boring.
Well, so just real quick, we've had kind of a little bit punkish first song. We've had some power pop / country, some southern rockish country stuff too. What the fuck was that though?
Eric Clapton.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, it was. I was just like, this is this is bad. No.
No, I did not enjoy that one. I'm glad we're going to keep moving because the next song was a surprise.
Yeah, now this is a really fun song. This is called Every Word You Said, and I'll go ahead and give away the surprise because this is from Mark in the liner notes. He says it's a part tribute to Fred Rogers, and in parentheses, a true American hero, but mostly a song about growing up, something I'm fighting to this day. And this kind of starts with an electric guitar with it, like, Nino, 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 that kind of thing. It goes into full band.
It's a beautiful day in your neighborhood. Always been that way for a neighbor. Would you be mine? Could you be mine? And I'm sure you don't have much time, but heroes are so hard to find. Would you be mine? Could you be mine? 'Cause I believed every word you said. Mr. Rogers, or can I call you Fred? Well, the older I get,
Yeah.
the less I believe.
Yep.
I mean, that is basically the essence of the song right there that you played, but it's fun, it's catchy, it's definitely like more of a power pop song.
Yes.
I like it.
It's not an amazing song, but it's a good song, and it was fun to hear a song about Mr. Rogers.
You get a, right when that kind of first verse is starting, you get when the bass comes in, it's kind of got this nice sound as it leads in. It's about 8 seconds in. Sounds nice. Boom.
Fun.
Yeah. And then also, you probably heard it in the chorus, but you get some of that same start-stop rhythm that we kind of had in Like It or Not. Just a little bit. Just enough to kind of keep it fun, giving a little swing to it, you know?
Yeah, I mean, it's got a dear, nothing going to it, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then we get a little bit, Clifton, after that first chorus at around 52 seconds, we get a nice little guitar line to kind of finish out the chorus and carry us into the next verse.
Mr. Rogers, or can I call you Fred? Well, the older I get, man, the less I believe in all those wonderful things I used to see with those young eyes. What could have happened?
And you can hear Becky's background vocals pretty much almost the whole time in this song. It's a fun song. We get a nice bridge that I think you're about to play, which it's almost like Western / surf a little bit here in the bridge. I don't know if you'd call it that, but some fun stuff going on.
Can you say traded or misunderstood? Can you say hatred? Sure, I knew you could. I knew you could. 'Cause I believed every word you said. Mr. Rogers, can I call you Fred? Mr. Rogers, well, I could use a friend.
The lyrics in this are not complicated, but I really like that. Can you say jaded or misunderstood? Yeah, I really like that part right there.
It was a nice little cynicism to spice up the song about Mr. Rogers.
I think the other thing that's coming through to me as we're going through this as a whole is these are talented musicians. This is not doesn't seem to be a problem for them. It's not like some of the bands we're listening to are barely hanging together, or pulling it off. And I get it, it's a different style of music, but they're clearly talented, clearly no problems. And even lyrically, again, I wouldn't call it deep, but he does a good job. Both with rhymes, with the actual words he's using. It's, especially for this kind of poppy, power pop, country, whatever we want to call this. Rockabilly, maybe just barely. I don't really think so. It's good,
Yeah.
you know?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think that is kind of where I froze on this album. Is not, I mean, I've made fun of the country music kind of influences, but, you know, it's very good enough. You know, not good enough. That's mean. But like, it's not great, right? But it's really good.
I mean, I agree. I think I'm going to stop. I'll wait till we get to the end of the album.
Okay.
Because I'm doing it already. Yeah. Do you want to play like the last kind of part of this song or, yeah, okay.
Mr. Rogers, have we reached the end?
Good song. Fun. You know, should we just go into the lyrics? Because it kind of that's where the meaning comes from.
Let's do it.
All right. Is it my turn?
Yep.
All right. It's a beautiful day in your neighborhood. Always been that way for a neighbor. Would you be mine? Could you be mine? And I'm sure you don't have much time, but heroes are so hard to find. Would you be mine? Could you be mine? Because I believed every word you said. Mr. Rogers, or can I call you Fred? Well, the older I get, man, the less I believe in all those wonderful things I used to see with those young eyes. What could have happened? So I'm just growing. So am I just growing up, or is something else wrong? Is the land of make-believe all gone? Old King Friday just looks like a puppet still. Just look like a puppet still. I don't know what the comma is there for. Can you say jaded or misunderstood? Can you say hatred? Sure, I knew you could. I knew you could. Because I believed every word you said. Mr. Rogers, can I call you Fred? Mr. Rogers, I could use a friend. Mr. Rogers, have we reached the end?
I really like those lyrics.
Me too.
When I listened to it way back in the day, I always thought he said Mr. Rogers or can I call you friend?
Yeah.
Which is still nice.
I think it's more like inside baseball to say, can I call you friend, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And cuter, I would say.
But I think even as an adult now, I mean, I get where he's going with these lyrics, right? And I think, by the way, he was, for these type of bands, he was older when this came out. I think Mark was around 30 when they were doing this. Yeah. So a little bit older, and I can definitely relate to a lot of these lines, for sure.
Yeah, but I think that's also the purpose of Mr. Rogers, is to try to instill in people a better way of doing things than what's happening out in the world every day, and to tell people so that they'll think back on those days when they were young and be reminded that we don't always have to react with vigor and vengeance and hatred and be jaded about the world. Yeah.
Whew, something I need to hear now, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we're going to skip another song, and we're going to finish with That's Ex Doormat to You, second to last song on the album. And from Mark in the liner notes, he said, this song took about 20 minutes to write, and in parentheses, some took even longer.
Which is pretty funny.
Yeah. I think this one starts off with like a very punk sounding beginning.
Yeah, it does. This left me confused again towards the end of the album.
Tell your friends that I'm a loser, tell them I'm a fool. But that was then, if it's all the same, that's ex-doormat to you. Sorry you don't have no place to wipe your feet no more. No one to manipulate, I know that makes you sore. But I couldn't help but wonder what it would be like to give my life to someone who knows how to treat me right. Tell your
You heard it kind of in that last little part you played, but I liked that where they stopped a little bit with the guitar and kind of just changed it up a little bit.
Yes. This has very Bowling for Soup vibes.
Okay.
That very kind of, it's punk rock, but it's rooted a little bit more in rock and roll, you know?
Yeah.
And it doesn't mind being cheesy as hell.
Yeah.
little tongue in cheek, you know, whatever it takes. No, there's no any anger here is completely shrouded in cynicism and whatever.
Right. I liked Becky's background vocals once again. Yeah. They came in here. I think they sound really nice together.
They do. Yeah. And so it started off with like half the chorus.
Yeah, exactly.
Like the first line of the chorus and the last line of the chorus, but then we're going to go through, the next thing is going through the full chorus. So let's listen to that.
Tell your friends that I'm a loser. Tell them I'm a fool. Tell them all about the hoops that you made me jump through. And tell them how you pushed me round. I won't deny it's true. Yeah, but that was then. If it's all the same, that's X-Door map to you. Sorry when you want to yell out.
Definitely that last line, you know, if it's all the same, that's X-Door Matt to you kind of thing, you know, is, besides being cheesy, it's the catchy part of the song, but I also just think that intro to the verses, you know, is pretty catchy too. So it's weird because there's no like hugely catchy thing in the song. It's just kind of distributed with micro catchiness.
It's a little bit like Monster Truck that like got me a double wide. This is that tell your friends that kind of line that just repeats. Yeah. We get a guitar solo kind of coming into the bridge around, I don't know, 1:15-ish. It's kind of fun.
Get yourself a cat. I used to think that kind of treatment's all that I deserve. I used to think the hard way was the only way to learn. But what good man with asphalt bread?
So we have another chorus, and then the I do want you to play the way this song fades out because it's pretty funny.
About the hoops that you made me jump through. Tell them how you pushed me around. I won't deny it's true. Yeah, but that was then. If it's all the same, that's X-Door map to you. Tell your friends how bad you dumped me. We both know the truth. What comes around just blew this town, and that's X-Door map to you.
I don't know what the is about. But
I thought at first he was saying something, so when I finally got him voices, I isolated and I was like, nope, it's just
I think lyrically this is kind of a fun one too, because it's clear that it's like we broke it up and like I'm done.
Yeah.
Like that's X-Door Matt to you. Like I kind of feel like you walked over me and I've had that realization now and I am completely done.
Yeah. Do we need to do the lyrics?
Yeah, I can read them.
Okay.
Tell your friends that I'm a loser. Tell them I'm a fool. But that was then. If it's all the same, that's X-Door Matt to you. Sorry you don't have no place to wipe your feet no more. No one to manipulate. I know that makes you sore. But I couldn't help but wonder what it would be like to give my life to someone who knows how to treat me right. The chorus, tell your friends that I'm a loser. Tell them I'm a fool. Tell them about all the hoops that you made me jump through. Tell them how you pushed me around. I won't deny it's true. Yeah, but that was then. If it's all the same, that's X-Door Matt to you. Sorry when you want to yell. I just can't hear your shouts. Now I live so far away. Wish I could help you out. But I realize I'm no punching bag, and I know you hate that. So now you'll have to do without or go get yourself a cat. I used to think that kind of treatment's all I deserved. I used to think the hard way is the only way to learn. What good man, when asked for bread, would give his son a stone? There are worse things in this world than living alone. Tell your friends how bad you dumped me. We both know the truth. because what comes around just blew this town, and that's X doormat to you. I did find this one was a little bit weird of like sticking the Christianity in with it.
Yeah, what good man when asked for bread would give his son a stone.
Yeah, which is Matthew 7:9. It's a little bit strange to insert that verse. I also thought earlier he says to give my life to someone who knows how to treat me right. That might not be Christian, but it also could be taken
Yes.
that way. And I thought,
once again, just
strange,
digging for those Christian.
And we don't
here.
have a lot of that on this album.
No.
We did skip a song that's a little more Christian-y, but like we don't have a ton of that. But so it was strange to kind of see that stuck in there.
Yeah. Are you wearing a Vermont shirt like the state or like the Davy Von Bowen?
No, the state. The state.
Boo.
Sorry, Clifton.
Okay. Okay, sorry.
So we're gonna skip the last song, which is slow and boring, and that's the album. It's only 10 tracks.
There's 11 tracks, but one of them is just like
Tommy Lee rules. It's
Yeah,
all they say for
that's
one
it.
of them. So,
Yeah.
So yeah, overall, I do like it. I think, well, it sounds really good. And in fact, it's interesting because Mark produced it and they recorded it in one of their basements. So like clearly they know what they're doing.
Yeah.
Because I think it sounds really good considering.
And I'm obviously being a little jaded here when I'm talking about it, but if you had given me this in 1995, I would have fucking loved this.
Right. Yeah. No, they're good songwriters. The lyrics are fairly clever and really good for this style. No, it's not bad at all. I actually even think the packaging is pretty good for 95, even the cover art and stuff. Like,
yeah, I don't know where it wants to fall between like alternative and rock and roll kind of thing. It's a little weird. Their name as a band, This Train, it feels too on the nose for outlaw country kind of stuff, And maybe that's why I never listened to it, is because it always had, like, I don't know, I don't know. There's just something not punk rock about it.
I mean, it's very clear maybe what style of music it's supposed to be, right?
Is it? I don't know.
This train is bound for glory, this train.
Yeah,
This
that
train.
kind of thing, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
And also, it's a little confusing because the lady on the front looks like it's off of a 1950s worship album, So it could be that.
I think it's for like dish soap.
Could be.
Like dishwashing soap. And I think that you're soaking in it actually comes from like a thing back then. Oh, it's from Palm Olive. Okay. And there was a commercial about it that said you're soaking in it. So
well, that flew over the heads of a 14-year-old.
Exactly. If we were younger, we would have gotten it. But the CD itself is meant to look like a piece of china or a dish or something for your mom's kitchen. It's got the little what do you call that? Little silver drain plug that everybody has in their sink in every kitchen everywhere.
Yes.
And kind of the back.
It's stopper thingy, but has the catcher for foods and whatnot.
You all know what we're talking about. Silver, it's got little holes in it. Like you all, I know we're struggling to describe it, but it's there. And then it's got like some of that, artwork, like little, almost looking like clip art type stuff from like 50s looking stuff. And then it's got the photos of the band. They definitely look more rockabilly because they've got like the kind of pompadour type thing, and they've got leather jackets on. Mm-hmm. And they're drinking coffee or like sitting at a diner or something. So they look more rockabilly than I think this album sounds, for sure.
100%.
For the thank yous, I was hoping we get some like other bands they played with, but we don't get a ton. We get Yonder Boy, Dietophobia, The Wayside, Under Midnight. We get Rich Mullins.
Yeah, what do you know about them? Did they go out playing on tours?
A little bit. They always play Cornerstone every summer because they're from Illinois. A little bit, but I'm going to tell you more in the Where Are They Now, Clifton, so you'll have.
Because I'm like, we're in in 1995, what would you have done with these guys? You know, who do you send them out on tour with? Who do you like? You know, I don't want to send them out with Jeff Moore in the Distance because they're better than that.
Right.
You know, I don't know. I don't know what to do with these guys.
They don't really fit though with like a Blender Head MXPX type thing. I'm just thinking who's around at the time.
You know, what's funny is it's not all that different from what Scott Soletta did later on with Fan Mail.
You're right. Actually, that would have been a great pairing.
Yeah. If it was 4 years different.
The right timeline. Yeah.
Any other thoughts on the album? You know, I think it's well recorded, like you said earlier. I think, you know, everything's good here. But like I said, my kind of problem with it was that it was really good. But nothing dug into my soul.
Fair, and I think it needs to be more consistent. We didn't play some of the other songs that I think, well, we played part of that one, but
right.
It's just a little bit all over the place. Stylistically wise. They were
more showstoppers, I think, like, but in a bad way, you know, in a like awkward kind of way, you know.
Yeah.
All right, Jay. Well, where are these rockabillys now?
Well, after recording this album, Clifton, through his connections with Rick Elias, Mark ended up joining Rich Mullen's Ragamuffin Band as their bass player. And according to an interview with Mark on the Ragamuffin Archive podcast, he said that the Ragamuffin Band paid the bills and this train was just something he was able to do on the side. Yeah. This train did end up signing to Organic Records and releasing 2 more albums, Mimes of the Old West in 1998 and Emperor's New Band in 1999. They did have some like lineup changes. The drummer left after this album and so did Becky. And so, you know, you're kind of asking I don't really ever think they toured much or anything after this. And so I think they toured maybe a little more when they came back together. But I think that was probably part of the problem as far as like a trajectory for this band, you know?
And I remember seeing the ads for the later albums on Organic Records, and they definitely had the style, like the style that the band was dressed in was definitely more of that country and western rockabilly than it was the punk rock rockabilly kind of thing, you know?
On that podcast that they interviewed him, they played some of the songs from the other albums. One even had horns on it. It was kind of fun, actually. I was like, oh, we'll have to do these other This Train albums at some point, because I've never listened to them. But, yeah, you know, we'll see which direction they ended up heading. But after This Train ended, Mark continued to record some albums with the Ragamuffin Band, and he also joined and produced the legendary Shack Shakers, kind of a band a lot more people may have heard of, kind of like rockabilly country, kind of revved up type stuff. His most recent project is Prayer Flags, which released an album on File 13 Records in 2017. And we'll have links to like the Bandcamp and everything for that.
Is that a band name, Prayer Flags?
Yeah, which I think is kind of a cool name for a band.
Really? I think it's the worst thing I've ever heard.
Really? I kind of like it. It's so funny. I was like, oh, that's a cool name. You hate it.
Okay.
But I think like Mark has basically, from what I can tell, continued to kind of do music as a career through playing with different bands, producing, being like a session musician, just like doing a lot of different stuff. Okay. Becky Hemingway continued making music as a solo artist, and she's still making music and moved to Ireland and still lives there. And you can find more of her music at beckyhemingway.bandcamp.com. We'll have a link for that. Chris Wickless works as a software engineer in the Chicago area, but also seems still quite active as a drummer. And he also makes quite a few YouTube videos kind of around different themes, kind of funny ones and stuff. And you can find him at youtube.com/@CWTheDrummist or Instagram.com/CWTheDrummist. And finally, Jordan Richter works as a producer and engineer. He has worked on records by Need to Breathe, Sixpence, Yoko Ono, Jars of Clay, Reverend Horton Heat, etc. And you can find more about him at therealjordanrichter.com. So I will say, Clifton, I thought this was interesting that all 4 of them, with maybe the exception of Chris, although he still seems to be quite active as a drummer, have continued to really do music.
Yeah.
Up until now, you know, and a lot of bands, like one person will, but the rest won't. You know, sometimes we can't even find what happened to them. This one, all 4 still seem pretty active.
By the time they were doing this, they were in their, late 20s or early 30s.
You're right. Like, it wasn't like high school kids.
Yeah, like high school kids give, like, most of them giving up on music. I can see that, right? But by this time, these, like, people have established careers, Like, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Do you have an award for this album, Jay?
I'm going to say the I Wish It Was More Consistent award.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, it's because it is all over the place. Like, the songs we played are in a vein.
Yeah, we picked the good ones, y'all. I mean, some of the other ones, there's 1 or 2 we skipped that I think are okay too, but there's a few we skipped that you should be real happy we did.
All right. All right, Jay, what are we listening to for the next episode?
Clifton, we are going all the way back to 1999 and doing Noggin Toboggan's Snapcase.
All right. This is literally one of the last albums of our era here. Because when I listened to this, Jay? Not in high school.
What?
Yeah.
What?
So I listened to this at the end of 1999, which is when it came out, like the fall of 1999 kind of region of time.
This is the fall after Clifton had already discovered Jets to Brazil, and he's going back and listening to Noggin Toboggan? What?
Yeah, it's true. All at the same time.
Whoa.
I know. Crazy stuff. But yeah. I think it's good though. I think it's just a fun punk album, and we're gonna see how it holds up.
Thank you for joining us for another episode of Your Music Saved Us.
If you enjoyed your time with us, please leave a review or share this episode. Visit patreon.com/YMSU to contribute and get extended episodes. Visit our website, yourmusicsavedus.com, to find all the ways to listen. We're on Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook. Join our Facebook group or follow us to keep up with the latest or interact with us. Send complaints and disagreements to yourmusicsavedus@gmail.com.
The music in this episode is the work of this train. Thank you. It's used with apologies, not permission. And I don't think you can directly find this train stuff to buy, but I did share just a minute ago the other links to some other artists, some other members, stuff. So check it out.
And we'll put them in the show notes as well, hopefully, if I remember correctly. Cool. All right.
Thanks, y'all.